Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Height, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, welcome back to the Baseball Height. I hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So we're back here discussing Mets rumors, news, all kinds of stuff about the Mets. I'm the biggest Mets fan there is. Nobody's bigger than me and everything about the club. I want to discuss anything here, I'm your man, and this is the channel you need to subscribe to. And I'm a hell of a lot funnier any of the other your favorite YouTubers. But Mets are rumored to be doing a lot of different things. They have an opportunity to do so many great things this offseason. From trades and from making big signings. I mean, they could sign Juan Soto, re-sign Pete Alonso, bring in William Adams. There's so many different things because they have so much money coming off the books. They have a farm system that could help any team improve themselves, and the Mets can improve themselves as well. And there's been all kinds of rumors about Garret Crochet. He's going to get moved this offseason. The two teams I've heard discussed have been the Mets, and the other team I've heard prominently the Red Sox. And these are two teams that have deep farm systems in terms of what the White Sox are looking for. Now, as you know, the White Sox had one of the worst seasons in the history of baseball. This past year, they lost 121 games, which is the all-time record. They shattered the 1962 New York Mets. They don't have the worst winning percentage, but the Mets still have that. But they're bad, and they're looking to get even worse. I mean, I don't know how much worse you can get. They just hired a new manager, Will Venable. He's a quality guy. He'll do a good job, better than the other guy did. The other guy was a diversity hire, was a spiteful hire, and it was a disaster. But in the meanwhile, that's not our problem. In the meanwhile, the Mets have been discussing Garret Crochet, and this is a report that's coming from SMY. The White Sox looking for position players and a deal for left-handed pitching. They're left-handed starter. Mets need starting pitching next season, and are going to look to acquire a young hurler in the trade market. According to the Post, John Heyman, I did a video on this a couple days ago, but there's actually another wrinkle to this. The Mets are one of the teams discussing Garret Crochet this offseason. Crochet, of course, is the Chicago White Sox best pitcher and was available at the trade deadline in 2024. However, the South Sides did not get the compensation they were looking for and kept him. One of the Mets needs is in the starting rotation after Luis Severino and Showman and I went to explore free agency. So trying to add a dynamic arm like Crochet makes sense. But what are the White Sox looking for? As an aside, a new team is interested in Showman 9. That's the New York Yankees. New York Yankees need a lot of work. They need an infusion of some kind of like soul or something. They're soulless. That's why they got just destroyed by the Dodgers. White Sox General Manager Chris Getz talked about it in regards to Crochet this week on 670 The Score in San Antonio. We are focusing on position player return. That is our primary focus in any trade talks. The right players have to be there. We can't force anything. We certainly need to improve our offense. That is very clear. That is what we need to do in any trade or free agent acquisition. I'll skip the part with him about Crochet. If you're a big baseball fan, you know how good he is. The Mets have plenty of position players in their farm system, many with some big league experience. Brett Beatty, Ronnie Mauricio, and Luis Angel Acuna have all had cups of coffee or more in the majors, and there are also prospects on the precipice of a call-up like Drew Gilbert. Mets will certainly not be the only team looking into the Crochet trade. The Dodgers and the Padres were teams in on him at the 2024 deadline, so it stands to reason they could be vying for Crochet's services again. But again, the Mets will be in it. They're looking for pitching. They're looking for some bats. Mets need a first baseman. No matter what happens with Pete Alonso, they got to resign him or bring in somebody new. They need a center fielder. Need pitching. But speaking of center field, here we got something for you. This is from SI.com. Obviously, the Mets need center field help, and SI is predicting or is regurgitating a prediction from someone in Chicago. Let me read this. The New York Mets predicted to make blockbuster trade this offseason. The Mets pull off a blockbuster trade this winter to fill two areas of need on their roster. Let's go on with this article. New York Mets are expected to be very busy this offseason. After making it all the way to the NLCS in 2024, New York will likely be very active this winter with the hopes of making another deep run in the postseason. With the Mets having needs in starting rotation in the outfield, could they pull off a blockbuster trade that would boost both of these areas? And we talk about Garret Crochet. Mike Axios of CBS Sports, easy for me to say, recently predicted the Mets will swing trade the Chicago White Sox all-star starter Garret Crochet and outfielder Luis Robert Jr. Quote, for the next bold prediction, we'll say the Mets hook up for a blockbuster trade with the White Sox, one that says Garret Crochet and Luis Robert Jr. to Flushing. The Mets need rotation help with Sean Manaea, Jose Quintana, and Luis Severino all becoming free agents. I would mention about Severino, I think he'll take the qualifying offer. He'll be back next year. And they don't have a center fielder. Tyrone Taylor's a nice player, but come on. Tyrone Taylor had a couple of surgeries. One that sounded very serious to me. The writer believes that the trade package will involve Brett Baty and Luis Angel Cunha, as well as two other pieces going to Chicago, Robert and Crochet, heading to New York. White Sox are coming off a miserable season, historically bad, as they finished 41 and 121, which broke the record for most losses in a regular season. Crochet and Robert were involved in plenty of rumors at the trade deadline last summer, so it should not come as a surprise that they wind up getting dealt this offseason. Robert's been one of the best hitters in Chicago's lineup during his 5 years on the team. Despite coming off a down year where he only slashed 224, 14 home runs and 35 RBIs in 100 games, Robert's only a year removed from slugging a career-high 38 home runs and driving in 80 runs by the end of 2023. The Mets are looking to fill out their starting rotation and are in the hunt for a new center fielder. As president of baseball operations, Dave Stearns indicated to reporters recently that Brandon Nimmo is expected to remain the team's team's starting left fielder next season. Landon Crochet and Robert would essentially kill two birds with one stone, filling two holes while significantly upgrading their roster. Well, we will see, as I always say. This is a very interesting trade proposal because it really does fill two needs for the Mets. They need starting pitching like you can't believe, and they need a center fielder. And these are players that they're not gonna hold on to these guys. These guys are going to be gone. That there is no doubt. These guys are going to get moved. Crochet's going to get moved. Robert's going to get moved. They are not anywhere close to being anything. They're with the White Sox. They are terrible. And it makes no sense for them to hold on to these players. And Crochet wants a long-term deal from somebody. He's not going to stick around. So he's going to make things very difficult for them. He's not going to want to be there. And what's interesting about Luis Robert Jr., he does have a Gold Glove in his past. Won a Gold Glove in 2020. But there was a little lackadaisical play when he was there this past year. But when you lose 121 games, it can be rough for a player, especially for a young player. But that's not an excuse. I would like to know a little bit more about him in particular. After seeing that incident where he didn't catch the ball and throw the ball in that game against the Guardians. So I'd like to know a little bit more about him as an everyday player, how body language and stuff like that. But it's an interesting trade proposal. It would certainly fill two needs. People are very high on this lefty. I've not seen the lefty, I'm going to be honest with you. Obviously, he was in the bullpen for them all those years. He was hurt in 2023. He pitched really well this past season. I really don't know much about him, if anything. Just the things I read in the statistics. I'll never lie about a player that I haven't seen. So, you let me know what you think about this video. If you're a big Mets fan, you need to subscribe to this channel. Hit the subscribe button. If you're a big baseball fan, subscribe to this channel. If you want to make fun of me, well, you can laugh at me. If you get a little too far, I'll kick you out of here. But I have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of fun here, a lot of laughs. I want it to be very easygoing and have a lot of fun here. And I want to entertain you as much as I can. I know so many people come in, they don't subscribe. Gotta subscribe. It's very important. Really that is really the number one thing I need you to do. Watch the videos, and the second thing is subscribe, because then that gives me the opportunity to make more revenue and continue to give you more videos. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.